Hey, welcome back to Daily Plant Life, where your garden becomes more than just plants. It becomes a living, breathing ecosystem, a place of growth, color, and life. Today, we're diving into a challenge every gardener faces: pests. Those tiny invaders that silently creep into your garden, nibbling your vegetables, leaving holes in your leaves, and threatening everything you've worked so hard to grow. Pests don't just damage your garden. They slow growth, reduce yields, and can even destroy young seedlings in a matter of days. And while some gardeners reach for harsh chemical sprays, these solutions often harm the very ecosystem you're trying to nurture. So today, we're going to focus on 10 natural pest control tricks every gardener should use. By the end, you'll know how to protect your plants, restore balance, and ensure your garden thrives, all without using anything toxic or dangerous. Each of these tricks is numbered, and I'll guide you step by step so you can apply them effectively. Let's start. Trick number 1. Garlic spray. Every garden faces pests that attack the most vulnerable parts of plants: tender leaves, young shoots, and flowers. Garlic spray works because it forms an invisible shield that pests find unbearable. Aphids, spider mites, beetles, they all avoid plants treated with garlic spray, leaving your garden healthier and stronger. To prepare garlic spray, you'll need fresh garlic cloves, water, a clean container for soaking, and a spray bottle. Crush 5 to 10 cloves thoroughly to release their natural oils. Place them in the container and add 1 liter of water, letting the mixture steep for 24 hours to extract the sulfur compounds that repel pests. After soaking, strain carefully, leaving solids behind, and pour the liquid into a spray bottle. Add a few drops of mild soap so the liquid sticks to the leaves, including the undersides where pests hide. Application is critical. Spray every leaf, every stem, and especially new growth. Do this early in the morning or late evening to avoid leaf burn and protect beneficial insects that pollinate your plants during the day. Repeat weekly for preventive protection or after rainfall for consistent defense. Common mistakes include applying during hot daylight, which can damage leaves, or spraying only the tops of leaves and ignoring the undersides where pests hide. Overconcentration is also a risk. Too strong a mixture can stress your plants. Used correctly, garlic spray turns your garden into a fortress against common pests, supporting plant health naturally. Trick number 2. Companion planting. No plant exists in isolation. Companion planting is about strategically pairing plants so that they protect each other from pests, while also enhancing growth and flavor. Think of your garden as a community. Each plant has a role, whether as a defender, a repellent, or a nutrient enhancer. Marigolds planted around vegetables repel nematodes from roots. Basil near tomatoes reduces flies and mosquitoes. Chives near roses make them less attractive to aphids. When you arrange your plants carefully, pests enter your garden only to find no easy targets. The key to effective companion planting is observation. Track which plants naturally repel pests, which attract beneficial insects, and how plants support each other over time. Rotate plant companions each season to maintain soil health and reduce pest adaptation. Done correctly, companion planting creates a self-regulating ecosystem, reducing the need for interventions while keeping your garden vibrant and resilient. Trick number 3. Neem oil. Neem oil is a natural pesticide extracted from the neem tree. It works quietly and efficiently, disrupting the feeding and reproductive cycles of pests like aphids, whiteflies, and caterpillars, while also preventing some fungal infections. To use neem oil, mix 2 teaspoons with 1 liter of water and add a few drops of mild liquid soap. Shake well, then spray over the entire plant, focusing on leaves, stems, and any areas showing early signs of pest activity. Apply early in the morning or late evening to prevent leaf burn and avoid harming beneficial insects. Repeat every 7 to 14 days, or after rain, to maintain a protective effect. Neem oil doesn't kill pests instantly. It works over time, making it highly effective when used consistently. Mistakes to avoid include applying in full sunlight, overuse, or skipping critical areas such as leaf undersides. Applied properly, neem oil strengthens your garden's natural defenses, creating a quiet, persistent shield that protects your plants without toxic chemicals. Trick number 4. Diatomaceous earth. Imagine a powder so small that it's almost invisible, yet powerful enough to act as a shield against slugs, ants, and beetles. That's diatomaceous earth. Composed of fossilized algae, its microscopic edges pierce the protective coating of soft-bodied pests, dehydrating them and keeping your plants safe. To use diatomaceous earth, sprinkle a thin layer around the base of your plants, creating a protective barrier. Cover areas where pests are most likely to enter. Around seedlings, along garden paths, and near mulch or soil edges. For best results, ensure the powder stays dry. Water can wash it away, so reapply after rain or irrigation. While it's invisible to the eye, its effect is dramatic. Slugs that would normally devour your lettuce will stop at the edge of the barrier. Ants and other crawling insects find the area hostile and retreat. Diatomaceous earth is safe for humans, pets, and birds, making it an environmentally friendly solution for garden defense. Common mistakes include overapplying the powder, which can create dust clouds that reduce visibility and spread beyond intended areas, or applying it to wet soil, which diminishes its effectiveness. Applied correctly, it becomes a silent army of tiny warriors, defending your garden day and night. Trick number 5. Soap and water. Sometimes, the most effective methods are also the simplest. A solution of mild soap and water is a classic and reliable way to control soft-bodied pests like aphids, spider mites, and whiteflies. To prepare, mix 1 to 2 teaspoons of mild liquid soap in 1 liter of water. Pour the solution into a spray bottle and mist over the plants, covering both the tops and undersides of leaves. Start with a small section to test how your plants react, then proceed to spray the entire garden if there's no negative effect. Soap works by breaking down the protective coating of pests, causing them to dehydrate and fall off the plant. It's most effective when applied consistently, once every few days or weekly, depending on the severity of infestation. Avoid using harsh detergents or scented soaps, which can harm plants and beneficial insects. Also, never apply soap spray under intense sunlight, as it can burn leaves. Applied properly, this simple solution provides immediate relief from pest pressure, giving your garden space to recover and thrive. Trick number 6. Beer traps. Slugs are nocturnal feeders, often silently destroying young plants overnight. Beer traps are an ingenious and natural method to lure and eliminate them. The yeast in beer attracts slugs, who crawl toward it and fall in, unable to escape. To set up a trap, bury a shallow container in the soil so its rim is level with the surface. Pour in enough beer to fill the container about halfway. Position traps near vulnerable plants, such as lettuce, cabbage, and young seedlings. Check the traps daily, disposing of any captured slugs and refilling with fresh beer as needed. Beer traps are a targeted, chemical-free solution. They don't harm other insects, animals, or soil health, and they can dramatically reduce slug populations in heavily infested areas. Mistakes to avoid include using containers that are too deep for slugs to enter, placing traps far from the plants you want to protect, or neglecting to refresh the beer regularly. When set up correctly, beer traps are a simple, natural, and highly effective tool in your garden defense strategy. Trick number 7. Row covers. Sometimes, the most effective defense isn't about chemicals or sprays. It's about keeping pests away entirely. Row covers act as an invisible shield, preventing insects and other critters from reaching your plants. Lightweight, breathable fabric allows sunlight, air, and water to reach your crops while keeping harmful pests out. To use row covers, cut fabric large enough to cover your plants completely. Secure the edges with soil, stakes, or clips so there are no gaps. Check regularly to ensure that plants are not being crushed and that the fabric remains taut. Row covers are especially effective against cabbage worms, flea beetles, and other flying or crawling insects that target young seedlings. The timing of installation is critical. Place row covers over plants before pests appear, and remove them once flowers bloom to allow pollination. Common mistakes include leaving gaps at the edges, which gives pests easy entry, or forgetting to remove covers during flowering, which can prevent pollination and reduce fruit yield. Applied properly, row covers act as a reliable, long-term shield, protecting your plants while letting them grow unhindered. Trick number 8. Beneficial insects. Not all insects are enemies. Ladybugs, lacewings, and parasitic wasps are natural predators of pests like aphids, caterpillars, and whiteflies. Introducing beneficial insects into your garden creates a self-regulating ecosystem, reducing the need for sprays or other interventions. You can attract beneficial insects by planting nectar-rich flowers such as dill, fennel, and yarrow, or purchase them from garden supply stores. Release them near infested areas and observe as they hunt down harmful pests, keeping populations under control. Common mistakes include over-releasing insects in areas without adequate shelter or food, which reduces their effectiveness, or applying pesticides that kill both harmful and beneficial species. By strategically adding and protecting these natural predators, your garden gains a living, dynamic defense system that continues working long after initial introduction. Trick number 9. Mulching. Mulching is more than just a method to retain moisture. It's a strategic tool against pests. Organic mulch, such as straw, wood chips, or shredded leaves, suppresses weeds, stabilizes soil temperature, and can deter insects like cutworms and some soil-dwelling pests. To use mulch effectively, spread a layer 2 to 4 inches thick around the base of your plants, leaving a small gap near the stem to prevent rot. The mulch acts as a physical barrier, preventing pests from reaching tender roots and shoots. Additionally, as it breaks down, it improves soil fertility and encourages beneficial organisms like earthworms, further strengthening your garden ecosystem. Mistakes to avoid include piling mulch directly against stems, which can harbor moisture and encourage fungal growth, or using mulch that contains weed seeds. With correct application, mulching becomes a dual-purpose strategy, enhancing plant growth while reducing pest pressure. Trick number 10. Homemade traps. Finally, for persistent or specific pests, homemade traps are highly effective. For example, cut apple slices can attract slugs. Boards laid flat can provide hiding spots for insects that can then be removed, and sticky traps can catch flying pests like whiteflies or fungus gnats. The key is placement. Identify where pests are most active and position traps in those areas. Regularly monitor, refresh, and clean traps to maintain effectiveness. Homemade traps are safe, chemical-free, and customizable for any garden. Common mistakes include leaving traps unattended for too long, which allows pests to reproduce or escape, or placing traps in areas that aren't strategic. Done correctly, homemade traps give gardeners precise, controlled protection against the most stubborn invaders. By combining these 10 natural pest control tricks, you can transform your garden into a thriving, resilient ecosystem. Garlic spray and neem oil act as active deterrents. Companion planting and beneficial insects create natural defenses. Row covers and mulching form physical barriers. Diatomaceous earth, soap sprays, beer traps, and homemade solutions target specific pests strategically. The result is a garden that is balanced, vibrant, and largely self-sufficient, with plants that grow strong and healthy without reliance on harmful chemicals. By observing, applying, and maintaining these methods consistently, you gain not just protection from pests, but also a deeper understanding of your garden's ecosystem. Remember, the key to success is consistency and observation. Watch your garden, notice changes, apply these techniques thoughtfully, and over time, you will see a garden that flourishes, resilient against pests, and full of life. Thank you for watching Daily Plant Life. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more tips to make your garden thrive naturally.